So we're doing some pre-planting today. We're putting down some seeds, or hoping to put down some seeds. What Barry's doing here is he's creating the potting mix, which is roughly 50% compost and 50% vermiculite. Just a little bit more compost than vermiculite.
Maybe more like 60-40.
60-40. We're just using commercial compost because while we do have a lot of compost, it's not really great quality, and we want to give our seeds the best opportunity to grow well. When you're doing this, you want to kind of put a mask on or something as well. Barry's got a tea towel around his nose and mouth.
Yeah, it's okay now. Once it's kind of damp, once the compost is mixed through a little bit, it's okay. It's just first when you have that raw vermiculite on top, it can be a bit dusty, and that dust is bad. So that's okay now. So this is what it looks like. And that's going to be our potting mix. So we'll start with I guess some of the 15s. Let's try those. So we're learning together here about how to do this. So you slide this sucker on one side. These little white paper folds slide in between the two pieces of white paper. A little tricky.
We bought this system, by the way. This isn't sponsored or anything.
Yeah. And then you open out the whole concertina
Origami.
and you support the last cell on the frame. You stretch it out until you have the same over there. Okay, so we have everything all stretched out. This is one of the 15s, and the frame is catching it on the very last cell on each side.
And then, yeah, within the
It's
brown
kind of
paper
crooked
bag.
for some reason. What is that? Next thing we do is we get a tray. Lots of nice perforations in it, full tray, and then we put it up on top of the paper pots. Just gently settle it down so the paper sits in there, and then flip it.
Sits pretty flush.
Yeah, so it all sits down there, sits nicely, and then what we do is we fill this with compost. Well, our potting mix. And you get that brush there to kind of even it out.
What am I doing?
I don't know.
Thing. Well,
What?
I've got a trowel, but I need something bigger. I need a bucket.
From what I've seen, some people use the brush, but most people have the best success just using their hands to kind of even it out. Just kind of brush it out across all of the. Doesn't matter if you're a bit messy on the table, we can just brush that off. Make sure we fill up all the rows. Might need a little bit more. You need more?
Yes, please. And make sure you get it all the way to the corners too.
Yeah.
Again, it's a little bit like baking. You want to crumble all the way across your oven tray.
I like that analogy. It's good. The baking and
Yeah.
flour making, or
Vegetable making.
vegetable
And
making.
vegetable using.
I guess it's vegetable making, right? Or sort of. Vegetable growing.
And the baking is the using of it.
So I think then once you have it like that, what you want to do is knock the tray. So it settles down into all of those cells. Grab the tray, not the frame. Okay.
Okay, so what happened was because I put the tray, the concertina paper cups wrong. It's loosened a little bit. This is good. This is learning.
Yeah, yeah.
The downfalls of doing it wrong the first time around. Well, that's fine. I think you could probably
Put a
Yeah,
little
it's a
bit
little
more on
smoother.
top. Just want to make sure they're all as full as they can be.
I could use a little bit more as well, especially because some of it spilled out from underneath. Thank you.
Okay. Picking off any little stony, not stones, but little clumps, branches of compost, just to make sure it's clean. I don't know if you need to do that, but doing it, did it. Okay, so that's kind of what you want it to look like. See,
Mine is nowhere near,
it's all nice and neatly filled.
but
You might want to abandon that one because it's sitting up like there's a lot of compost
Yeah,
down in the tray.
underneath. I might start again anyway.
You could just take it over here and empty the.
Yeah. See if it can be salvaged.
Okay.
All right.
Learning curve.
So I'm redoing mine because it didn't work the first time.
Yeah, you might as well take it off the.
And just
So you
do
can
it
get it
again.
in there and maybe flip it up the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay.
I'll edit this out.
Okay. So next we get the dibbler plate, I guess, and you line this sucker up so that it's dibbling once in each of these. I think that should be good, I think. And then you press down on it like so, which should put a little seed depression into each of these cells. So we'll see if that worked. Okay. All right.
Yes.
So
I'm here for the comedy, love.
lift out the dibbler, and then we've got a tray with lots of little depressiones
Mm-hmm.
in every cell. And then what we need is the seeding tray. So what am I going to seed in here?
What are those 15s, right?
Yeah.
We've marked all of the seed pods with whether it's 5, 10, or 15 centimeters each. So the broccoli sprouts and cauliflower are 15.
I'll just take them all because each
Yeah.
of these paper pots has like 264 cells, and for example these two just have like 10-ish seeds in each of them. So can I have the rest? Just gonna
We're
do a
also
mixed
doing
tray.
Romanesco, which is my favorite because it's fractals.
And broccoli.
Oh,
And
one
these
more
have it's like average content 100 seeds in that one, and I don't know, 10 seeds, that's not very much, and 105 seeds. So we're going to get close to filling the whole thing, hopefully, by just using all of these in the one tray. So you just you take your seeder tray and you pour your seeds in the bottom, supposed to be dry when you're doing this, and we're kind of getting rained on a little bit from the ceiling.
The weather's just gotten progressively worse.
At least the doors aren't banging, although we should probably... Ugh.
It also looks temporary. Typical Irish weather.
5-minute weather.
This is better since I flipped it around the right way around. This part is going a lot more smoothly.
Really should be using like bulk packaging for seeds instead of the shop bought little sachets we have. But okay, we'll figure it out.
It's our trial.
Yeah.
Our trial year.
We're learning.
Also, because seeds have an expiry date.
Do they?
Yes. Best planted before a certain date.
Interesting. So the idea is if it wasn't super wet, which all the seeds have just kind of stuck to this plate because it's wet. So there's a tip when using this system. Make sure that your seeding plate is dry, or you are going to have seeds just stuck to the plastic. They're not going to roll around. So when I'm done with this one, I'm going to need to dry it off. I'm even sticking to my hands at the moment. Alright, so nothing rolling around. So then line this up right with the dibber hulls, which I think I have. That is all of them. I'm gonna run through all of our seeds pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to dry that sucker off big time.
Here. Why am I the dryer? Okay, so here we've got the seed trays. They've been in here now for a couple of days. I just wanted to show you the labels, so what we planted overall. We've got what we call the rainbow row here, which is like the Swiss chard and the turnips and stuff like that. The ones that are quite colorful, the brassicas, the cauliflowers and romanescos and broccolis. We got a couple of trays of carrots here, so we'll see how they pan out. A couple of trays of spinach. We've got a leek and radish mix. And my mother, who is a botanist, will probably correct me and say the radishes are brassicas or something like that. But anyway, there's some beans, more radishes, and then yeah, tray of onions up there. So we'll see how they turn out. I'm quite excited. Yeah, and we wish them luck.